Hey, it's Julie. Good afternoon, my lovelies. I made a video earlier today, but I decided to make a new one. It was kind of windy out. Buen provecho on your lunch, your coffee, or whatever it is that you're eating, your snack. Um, I hope everybody rested well last night, recharged, and had a good drive going home to work today. I mostly don't edit, and I don't edit any of my videos because I need you people to see that I'm human. I make mistakes and stuff happens in the background, noises and all that, and I need you to know everything happens in real time. Things happen that you can't control, and that's not on you to try to control. You could only control what's in your little circle, your little bubble. And with that being said, the message for today would be, not everyone is you. Meaning that don't expect you from other people. The reason I say that is because a lot of people most of us walk with the feeling that, oh, I'm a good person, I'm kind, I'm gentle, I'm caring, all that stuff. And that I'm compassionate, I treat people a certain way, I treat them the way I want to be treated. And a lot of people are not that way. Also, a lot of people don't understand. Most people have walls up, protection, boundaries, whatever it is that certain people call it or whatever. They just have these up to protect themselves from certain situations and all that. And everybody learns differently, so not everybody knows what you know or thinks the way you think or acts the way you act. So, that didn't sound right, but you know what I'm saying. They don't act like you. So, don't automatically assume that people are going to know what's in your mind or how you feel about things, whether good, bad, ugly, true, not true, false, or whatever. You're going to create, us as humans create, situation scenarios in our head, and then we go with them, not knowing that if you don't speak up, speak out, and try to be, I'm not saying completely vulnerable, but be vulnerable to the fact that other people as well think that everybody thinks the same way, and it's not that way. So if there's something that bothers you, something that you enjoy, something you like, something that can be fixed, something that can be tweaked, then you do that. And the only way to do that is by talking. And if you don't voice your opinions or voice anything, then nothing can be done about any situation. However, the same thing being said is, if you feel that you're always voicing your opinion or you're always saying something and speaking it over and constantly, and you're like, why is this not being taken in? Why is this not being helped or fixed or anything? Know that it can be the way you communicate it. So maybe your communication towards that person or thing, whatever is happening, is not being handled correctly. And I don't mean that you're doing it incorrectly. What I mean is that everyone is different. So maybe the way you would treat a child or talk to a child, you lower yourself, you bring yourself down to their level, eye contact, speak softly, shorter words, to be relatable and understand to that child. As a teen, then you bring yourself back to when you were a teen, how you wanted to be spoken to, what you were navigating as a teen at that time, and you want to be softly and gentle to their feelings as well. As an adult, we all think, well, everybody should know this at this point in their life, and then we speak to them a certain way, either firm, rough, gentle, whatever, but in a certain way. We just automatically do this. This is not even something that we think about. We just do it. But with that, you have to understand that everybody learned differently. Everybody takes in information differently. So if one way is not working, then what you want to do is, I don't want to say learn them, but obviously if they're in your life, you learn the way that they speak and communicate, and you learn the way that they take in information, and then, and you go with that. You might not get it right the first time, first, second, or third time. However, if this person is truly meant to be in your life, if they're a coworker, a boss, a family member, somebody that's of importance in your life, then you will truly take that time to understand them, get to know them, get to know how to communicate with them the correct way, rather than being forceful, yelling, arguments, any of that. Because obviously if we look at the pattern, that didn't work, and what you were saying wasn't working. So at this point, now you have to go within or learn a new way to be able to communicate stuff the proper way. I mean, and we're not taught this as humans at our young age, or at teenage, adolescence, or as young adults, and so forth and so on. We're not taught these things. Sometimes it's because we have to learn lessons, that tough lessons sometimes, that teach us how we're supposed to be, give grace to people, give understanding, be forgiven, and all that, to be able to communicate the right way with other people. And I'm not saying this to like get at anybody or anything. It's just, if we're truly trying to communicate with people, we have to learn, their language. Everybody has their own language, and I don't mean English, Spanish, French, that stuff. I mean their internal language, their dialogue that helps them walk throughout life and teach them how to do things in life. So if they're meant to be in your life, if you want them in your life and all that stuff, you learn these things. You don't do it for everybody. I mean, you're always, of course, nice and kind to other people outside of your circle, people, passerbyers. You do this nice short burst of that for those people outside, but the longevity of communication with the people that are important in your life, you want that to work throughout the whole relationship, friendship, family, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, all that. You want it to work. So what didn't work then, you can actually fix and make it work now, because it's just the point where you're ready to go. Also, know that if you do these new ways of learning people's languages, you also have to know that if at this point you're still hitting that brick wall where they're not communicating with you or taking in the information you're doing, even if you're learning their languages and stuff, maybe they're just not ready to hear it, and then you should just release it, let it go. Maybe let them be in their path and you in your path, and so forth and so on. And don't take it to heart. Everybody learns in their own time, everybody goes in their own time, and it's not a rushing process. It's just like, it is what it is. Also, as humans, we're meant to be teachers, not only to our small circle, our blessings from above, and for the people around us, but we're meant to do it for all. So if there's something and you're able to spread it, then you do it. If there's something you do that is different from others, or even if it's the same, but you do it a different way, you have your own niche about the way you do things, then you do that as well. We're meant to pass on what we know, the positive things that we know, for everyone. We're meant to do that. We're meant to have some kind of legacy for our children and for our family and all that, but we're meant to have something happening, progressing, not only for us but for other people. So it's not that we're just living our lives for ourselves, our little circle and all that. No, we want to pass on stuff. We want to be able to not say that you only did for yourself and other in your little circle, but for others as well. I always say be kind, gentle, loving, caring, and honest and humble and thankful for all that we have. And the reason I say that is because everybody's going through their own seasons of learning, growing, adapting, like a little seasonings, adding extra seasonings to the kind of person that they are. So with this, sometimes it's harder, and sometimes you start getting the hang of it, and you start understanding, oh wow, so this is like this for this reason, or A, B, and C happened because this needed to happen in my life to make it better for everybody else. I'm sorry for the noise out there, but like I said, I'm not gonna edit because real life. So let's just continue. I don't like when people have to be sad or carry heavy burdens, or having to deal with certain situations in their life that make them feel restricted, or make them feel isolated, or feel that they have to hermit themselves off into their own little home. Because we as humans, we're meant to be partnered up, walk side by side, and be communicative with other humans in order to progress. Like, here's an example. Like, there's a lot of people that go through their journeys, and they hermit in, learn themselves, go through their grievances and teach themselves new way of thinking. Because you have to start straying away from the old stuff you learned, the not so good stuff, and progress from there. But they start getting comfortable in those situations of being alone and isolated and all that, and they forget the whole point is for them to teach themselves a new way, and then in turn do it for the outside world too. You have to have some kind of mission in life that's not only about you. So we as humans like taking pictures, we like making videos, we like talking to people about our stories. And if you isolate yourself, then you start missing what's truly important, which is the back and forth, the little dazzles in people's eyes when you tell them an exciting story about something that happened to you, or just what happened throughout your day. Start dwindling away from your life, and then you start not seeing what's important in life. And I don't want that for people. Everybody's supposed to be happy, able to talk to people, able to have conversations, and just be themselves. They start to lose themselves. So self-isolation is not a good thing. Yeah, you could do it for a while, and the self-isolation is only to fix yourself. It's only to prepare yourself for what's next to come in your life. This video is becoming longer than I wanted it to become, so I apologize for that. But what I'm saying is, you have to eventually get out of your shell, go out there and start, socializing with people. Don't forget what and who is truly important in your life, which is, yes, you fix yourself and you take care of yourself, you love yourself, you take care of your well-being, your health, your sanity, everything. But then your little humans you created, your little family, then your outer family. The little family, when I say that, is your children that you made, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, that stuff. Then your outer family is the family that God birthed you into, whatever family you have, your siblings, your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, your mom and your dad. And then the outer circle, which is, friends, and then co-workers, and so on and so forth. So I always say certain things like that, and I just need to, speculate, let you know what I mean by it, so you don't speculate something other than what I'm trying to say to you. Oh, such a weird message. There was so much I had to say to you guys that this morning's message was better. But, you know, it is what it is. Maybe this is the one that's meant to come out for you guys. Anyway, so feed your vessel, hydrate, take the well-needed naps and your breaks, snacks, listen to a good song, sing out loud, drive safe. If somebody's driving slower than you in front of you, rather than honking your horn, throwing your fingers up or whatever, just move to the side and go about your day. Don't let it upset you. Have a good day. I hope this helped, and till my next video, virtual hugs. Always praying for you guys, always thinking about you guys. Walk with God, keep it moving. God bless. Peace. Bye.